Hi folks, today has been a day in the making for almost 10 years. So way back in 2014 when I decided to buy the moulds and some stock, right to this day, it's been in my line of sight. I wanted to do a Kickstarter way back then, but didn't have the confidence, and also, as it turns out, I didn't have the Commodore name to use, so I didn't do it. But today is a really big day for me because it's been a long time coming. I mean, since we did a video to let everyone know that we're going to do a crowdfunding campaign, it's been over 6 months. So you know, it couldn't come any sooner really. I've been super soaked for this day. So at some point today, the VIP people are going to be able to go on the site and on the Kickstarter site and buy their rewards. So that would be when you're going to go on the site, obviously what I've got in the background, you're going to find that you can't see all the colours. Now the reason for that is because Kickstarter will not let us list all the colours. I mean, we could do it, but it would end up meaning 50 rewards and things like that, and we can't do that. So we're only listing the 3 models, and then after the Kickstarter campaign's over, then we will get in contact with you via a form to ask a survey to ask what colours that you want, you know, for your case or your monitor. So today, when you go on there, whenever that is, I can't tell you the time because it wouldn't be fair on the VIPs, but when you go on there, you're going to have a choice to be able to pick your case, pick your extreme or ultimate, and then the add-ons will be the monitor and then also the merchandise. So you can get yourself the cup. So on one side you've got the Commodore logo, and then on this side you've got pretty much what we've got on the t-shirt. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned on the Kickstarter, even though I've had plenty of time to do it, is the fact that Paul Kitchen is going to redesign this. So it's going to be basically the same design, but he's just going to make it better, and that will go for the cup and also the mouse mat. So he's going to just tweak it a little bit to make it better. Also, something else that I didn't mention is that when you get the cup, you get the coaster with it as well. So that's just a little extra thing so that you guys know all about it. But yeah, so today is a fantastic day. It's a day that's been 10 years in the making, from way back when I did the project at Chichester College. So this is my, I don't think I've ever shared this before, but this is my award that I received from, there, if I go like that you can actually see it, from Chichester College for basically the project that I did, which was a Commodore 64 that could boot between 3 operating systems. And that at the time, because it's so long ago now, I'm starting to forget what I did, but it was Windows 7. It come up with a grub installer menu that gave you 3 options, and it was Windows 7, it was Mac OS X Lion, and a version of Linux, and I think that was Ubuntu, I can't remember now, but it gave you 3 options and then you booted into whichever system you wanted. So it was really good. And do you know what, I don't know what I've done with the actual, I've got a lot of stuff, and I don't know, I've been searching for it and I can't find the actual Commodore 64 that I did it to. I don't know what I've done with it, but because I wanted to show you guys that, and the only thing I can find at the moment is the power supply. So this is the power supply. So I did this. Remember, I know someone else has probably done this since I've done it, but I did this in 2012. So we've got, so basically all I've done is gutted a broken power supply, Commodore power supply, which was a job in itself, because it's one, you've got to cut round a lip and remove the top, or the bottom should I say, and then when you do that, inside it's resin coated over the top of the the power supply, you know, everything that's in there. So I had to drill this, and it took me about an hour to get everything out without damaging it. And then all I've really done is cut a little hole in it for the kettle socket, and just basically just put a laptop power supply within it, glued it all back together again, and hey presto, so it looks like a Commodore 64 power supply, but in reality it's a laptop power supply powering a Picu power socket, and away you go. So that's what I did there. I also, and I think I have shared this, I did a, so if you can imagine, when I did this, it wasn't just a Commodore 64, so we had the power supply, and I also had an external hard drive dock, but from a tape deck. So there you can see the side. It wasn't perfect because obviously the keys don't, these buttons don't work anymore, but I can't remember now, but I'm sure one of them does work as a button, that one there. So that one turned it on and off. But yeah, it was great. So the actual 2.5-inch hard drive goes in here. You lift that up and slot it in and close it back up. But I had that as part of the project that I did as well. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and I really do wish that I could find the Commodore 64 that I did the project with. I just don't know, I can't find it anywhere. But when I do, I will share that with you guys as well, because it'll be a great thing to show off really. Something else I'm going to do, I'm talking with Leo because he's away off at the moment with the Commodore OS Vision, but a lot of people have been asking me to demo it, and I've tried to install it and I just can't install it because it's designed for old hardware. So I've even got an old motherboard, and I even tried installing it on that, but then I couldn't get the drivers to work. So I'm going to talk to Leo and try and see if he can do me something so I can actually install it, because I don't want to do it in a virtual machine. I want to actually do it on a system. So even if it is the old original Commodore OS Vision from 2012, at least I can demo it and show you, sort of like, so you got a feel of what's going to come, because it's going to be pretty much the same as that, except for it's going to be based on a brand new Linux distro, like an up-to-date Mint or Ubuntu. So that's what it's going to be. It's just that it's going to be similar, it's going to be as close to that as possible to the original, but just based on modern Linux kernels and things like that. So that's something else we want to do. But today is a massive day, and I've got butterflies in my tummy, because although I've been building myself up to this for years, it's still a big thing, a big deal, you know, to launch a Kickstarter campaign. And for all you guys that are VIPs and everyone else that's interested in it and commented, you know, thanks so much for taking the time. You know, one of the Facebook adverts you've seen and you've clicked it. Thank you so much for doing that, because it really means a lot to me that people are interested in what we're trying to do. You know, there's been negative comments, and a lot of people don't like the fact that we're using the name Commodore 64. All I'm doing is just carrying on picking the baton up from what Commodore USA did. So, you know, it was called a Commodore 64X then now it's called a Commodore 64X now. That's all I've done. But, you know, the comments are pretty much on the whole positive. People really like what we're doing, and I can't wait to actually receive some of the colours, because I am super stoked for getting these colours. I'm the first person, I want to be the first person in the world to get my hands on the translucent. I can't wait. So there's exciting times ahead, and it's a great time in the retro scene at the moment. There's lots of things coming out. So some of you have been asking about our monitor, whether it will support the old systems. It won't, and there's a reason for that, and that is I don't want to tread on someone else that's doing this, and that is Stephen Jones, and he's bringing out 2 monitors that will support the old hardware. So they're fantastic monitors. They're 4:3 ratio. I think he's doing a 17-inch and a 19-inch, and I've actually seen these monitors in the flesh, and they are outstanding, because they've got like stereo speakers, but I mean these things make you feel like you're at the arcade again. They're so loud. Oh, it's amazing. We were at OL22 or OLL22 I think, and he was demoing it, and they were in the background, they were setting up the loudspeakers for all the talks, and you couldn't hear that. All you could hear was Stephen's monitors going with all his stuff. It was amazing. It was good. So if you want, if you don't mind the fact that you're not going to get the widescreen because it's 4:3 ratio, then you know, by all means buy our computer and buy his monitor. But we've also got the widescreen monitors as well, obviously for the campaign. But yeah, thanks so much everyone that's helped. It's been a dynamic pre-launch because we've changed it as we've gone along. We've made adjustments as we've been going because of the feedback that we've been getting. It's been a very dynamic pre-launch campaign. It's been lots of adjustments from when we started all the way through pretty much to the last days. It's been changing, chopping and changing around, and it will continue to do that through the Kickstarter campaign. We'll probably, from people asking, we'll probably make some different changes and add things and stuff like that. So it's been a learning curve for me, because when I first started to advertise about the Kickstarter campaign, I was going to do it myself, and it was about a month into the pre-launch, and I was using something called Crowdster, which is a platform to help people that want to do their own Kickstarter. And I started to realise that there's more to this than meets the eye. I mean, a lot more, to the point where I'd have to dedicate myself to learning it and you know, give up work and everything just to do it. It was so complicated, and I thought, I just can't do that. I haven't got the time to do that. I need to get a professional on board. So we contacted the Mad Hatter agency, and they have been absolutely phenomenal. What they've been doing, the advice, everything they've been doing is been absolutely amazing. And they came highly rated to me, you know, highly regarded. And I'm so glad that I chose them. They've been outstanding. And it's been a long journey getting to here. And in the end, I was fed up with giving dates of roughly when we were going to launch, because obviously we had to wait until we had the right amount of VIPs before we could launch. Something else, you know, people were saying that this was a scam and things like that, and it's not their fault. They're seeing the advert for the first time, and they're looking at it thinking this is a scam and things like that. You know, obviously it's not a scam, but people didn't know that. You know, and that was hard. Again, we were making changes so people could see that it wasn't a scam and things. But it's been a learning curve, a steep learning curve for me, and an eye opener for crowdfunding, because it's not easy. I mean, we haven't even started crowdfunding yet, but it is a huge deal, and there's a lot in the background that you don't know about. It's certainly not. You can't just start a crowdfunding campaign and expect people to come to your campaign without doing anything. There's so much. I mean, we've had 6 months of behind the scenes work for this campaign. So anyone that's thinking of doing a campaign in the future, you really need to do your research, because it's a huge deal to be able to do this. And hats off to everyone that's had campaigns in the past, successful campaigns, and they've, you know, and then they've at the end they've actually all the rewards have gone out to the backers and things, because it is such a big deal. There's so many factors involved. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop talking now. I just wanted to do this video on launch day to say a big thank you to everyone, and I hope everyone have an enjoyable experience picking their rewards on the crowdfunding platform. And you know, I'm super stoked. I just can't wait to see this come to fruition, and hopefully we get fully funded and we smash it. And the more we raise, the better, because we go up in tiers. So with the manufacturer, the more systems that we sell, the bigger the order I can place, and the better for me, because we'll get it even cheaper. So there's a little bit more margin in it for us, because there's not much margin in this. But yeah, so it's been fantastic. Anyone that's new to this channel, if you could support us and become subscribers to the channel, that would be fantastic. What else? There's one more thing. What I want to do is, now we've actually got the Kickstarter campaign out, I'm probably going to do some new videos. So we've got the RYZEN tutorial, which is split in two because we did the first half, or the first part, and then we've done the RYZEN update, calling update. Probably going to get rid of them two, and we'll launch a new one. So it will be all in one. So you'll have one RYZEN video tutorial, and we'll start researching some new boards. So people that are asking what boards are supported, because it's the IT industry and tech is so fast moving. Some of the boards that we advertise, you know, that will fit the system, don't exist anymore. So we've got to continually find new boards that will work with the system. So I'm going to do a couple of installs really. So I'm going to do a RYZEN, and I'm going to do an embedded again for the Commodore 64X. So, you know, instead of the My 64, which have been advertised, we're doing for the Commodore 64X instead. But I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. Again, thank you so much for supporting our campaign. There's been lots of, one more thing I want to say, I'm keeping on going. There's been a lot of love and lots of support on the Kickstarter campaign and on the Kickstarter page, and there's been lots of people that are really like helping and commenting and helping people that are asking questions. There's so many of you. I can't name you all because I'm terrible for names, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for all the support. You know, you've been defending us sometimes when people have been coming on with not very nice comments and things like that. Thanks very much for doing all that. I really appreciate it, because sometimes it's hard when you're doing something like this and you're putting your soul into it, and then you get people coming with not negative comment, nasty comments, and it really it does upset. You know, I try not to make it affect me, but it does. You know, and sometimes it's depressing when you see a lot of horrible comments and things like that. I think the worst one was someone wanted, if I ever went to Australia, I'd be fed to the crocodiles or something like that. But yeah, you know, it's just one of those things with when you're putting yourself out there, like I've been doing. It's one of the things that happens, and I was expecting it, but you know, it's still a shock when you see comments like that. So people out there that have been supporting me, and thanks so much. You know who you are, and it's been sometimes it's been so supportive to actually see nice comments and people defending me. It's been fantastic. So thank you very much, and we'll see you on the other side of the Kickstarter. I'll probably do another video in the next week or so to let you know what's going on and how happy I am and things like that. But thanks very much for watching this video, and we will catch you later.